Hey, boys and girls. In this lesson, we're going to be learning how you can write and represent numbers. You can write and represent numbers in so many ways, and you might heard of some of these ways I'm about ready to show you. You may have done all of them or some of these before, but we are going to review all of them today. So let me show you this chart I've made. So there are 4 different ways you can write a number, and the number in the middle I've written is 25,179. So we can write it in standard form, written form, expanded form, and base 10 blocks. So we're going to start with standard form, which is probably the easiest way to write the number. So when you write a number in standard form, you write it just the way you know numbers to be written. So you're going to write it just like the number in the bubble. So let me write that for you. I have 25,179. Looks just like the number in the bubble. That's standard form and the easiest way. All right, the second way is in written form. And we can remember that rule we talked about before, that trick to help us write it in written form. So again, that trick is you first say the numbers to the left of the comma. Okay, so that's 25. Then you say the comma, which means 1,000. So you got 25,000. Then you're going to say the number to the right of the comma, 179. And it's helpful to say it out loud like that when you want to write it in written form. I'm going to go ahead and write it out just like I would say it. 25,179. Okay, so here's my number in written form. 25,179. So it's written just like I say it. And remember, if you notice, I didn't put any and in the word because and is not a number, right? Okay, the next form that we can write in is expanded form. And expanded form is kind of like how it sounds. It's expanded. All right, and we're going to be using what we learned yesterday about place value to help us write our number in expanded form. So we're going to look at each of the numbers, think about its value, and then we're going to add them together. Okay, so the value of the 2 is going to be added to the value of the 5. The value of the 5 is going to be added to the value of the 1. The value of the 1 is going to be added to the value of the 7. And this value of the 7 is going to be added to the value of the 9. So if we think about back to our place value lessons from yesterday, we know that this 2 is in the 10,000s place. So that equals a value of 20,000. So I'm going to write that. So we got 20,000. Then I put a little plus because we're going to add it to the value of the 5. The 5 is in the thousands place. So that becomes 5,000. So now we have 20,000 plus 5,000 plus the value of the 1. The 1 is in the hundreds place, so that becomes 100. Then plus the value of the 7. The 7 is in the tens place, so that becomes 70. And finally, we want to add up the value of the 9. So the 9 is in the ones place, and that equals 9. So now we have 20,000 plus 5,000 plus 100 plus 70 plus 9. And that will all equal the number that's in the middle, 25,179. Just like that. Okay, the last way is base 10 blocks. Okay, so I'm going to teach you what each one of these looks like and how you would use those to represent this number right here. Okay, so again, we need to think about the value of each of the numbers, okay? And you might have learned before that the thousands kind of look like a cube, okay? They're 10 100s stacked together. And then our hundreds kind of looks like a square with 10 tens inside of it. Our tens look like little rods with 10 ones inside of it. And then our ones are just single little unit cubes. So we're going to start with our 10,000s in our number, the 2. So that we talked about is 20,000. So we want 20 cubes, right? We don't have a whole lot of space to draw, so I'll show you how I would kind of modify it. Okay, so I'm going to draw a cube there. Remember, a cube is 10 hundreds put together. And I'm just beside it, since we don't have a whole lot of room, I'm going to put times 20. Okay, because there's 20 of them. So now I want to do my thousands. So I have 5,000. I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to draw another cube to my best of my ability. It doesn't have to be perfect. And I'm going to put times 5. Just like that. So now we look at our hundreds place next, and we have 100. So I'm just going to draw one big square for 100. Then we have 7 tens. So those are my rods. Inside of them, there would be 10 ones. Okay. So then there are my 7 tens. Finally, with the room I have left, I'm going to draw my 9 ones. There are my 9 ones. So that represents 25,179 and base 10 blocks. So today we've learned 4 ways that you can write a number. You can write a number in standard form. You can write a number in written form, expanded form, and in base 10 blocks. So you'll be using multiple of these ways today in your activities.